Everybody, it's Tuesday. It is day 2 of lockdown with first restrictions being lifted. Feeling okay at the moment, but we shall see as we go forward. How are we all? It's quite a sunny day today actually, it's nice. Although it was very frosty this morning. So, still in the phase of winter going into spring, not full spring. For sure. It's Tuesday today. Been a little slower this morning. It's weird because I got out of bed super quickly and I edited the vlog super quickly. But I've just been faffing for the past hour or so. I don't know why. Yesterday I was on it a lot quicker. Today I'm just like, ugh. Motivation. I have none. If you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, basically I was saying that I've lost basically all my motivation to finish my dissertation. I just, it's so much work, and I built up a momentum with my literature review and my intro and my methodology and getting the study ready and everything, but because I was met with so many delays, the momentum has just fizzled out and now I have to start it all over again, and it's really hard. And it's really hard in comparison to like my other module as well, because my other module I'm so much more engaged and like aware of what I'm doing, and I'm feeling a lot better about it because every time I like wake up I'm like, right, I'm gonna get stuff done, it's gonna be great. But with my dissertation I wake up every morning and I'm like, oh god, I've got to get stuff done. I've got to get stuff done, but I don't want to because it's so boring. So motivation isn't quite there. It's improved after yesterday. Again, if you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, I've got just over 1,000 words now, which I technically did some of the intro last week, but I finished off the intro yesterday and then I started typing out the bullet points that I had made basically for a couple of my themes, which I'm basically going to be doing again today. It's minimal work for me today. I'm basically trying to just give myself the work in small stages, which is frustrating because I have a deadline in 2 weeks. So really I shouldn't be doing this, but this is the only way I know how to motivate myself to get it done. So I need to tackle it in small chunks. That's how I get it finished if I'm not feeling motivated. I do little bits at a time, that eventually it gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time. That's generally how I do it. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be finishing off typing out my bullet points into actual like sentences and get a basic idea of what it is I will be discussing more thoroughly in that same section, but I'll work on that more tomorrow, next week, etc, etc. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. It's still, even though restrictions have started to lift, they've not really lifted for me. So, still the same old content that you all know and love, huh? And then cuddling this baby because she was very cute this morning, weren't you? I mean, she's cute all the time, but she has moments in the morning where she's particularly snuggly. Hello. Are your little eye open? You're such a good girl. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just about to make my lunch. I've just done the laundry. Finish up my dissertation work for the day. I've done loads. I'm actually quite surprised with myself. Like, I really thought I was going to struggle to make up 4,000 words. It turns out I've got quite a lot to say, and I've not even done any of the actual like work yet. All I've done so far really is state my findings and then start writing, any implications that can come from what I've found in my study. And I've written officially 2,999 words. Actually, it's probably more like 290 words. 2,290 words, because that's excluding like subtitles for each themes or whatever. But yeah, I've done nearly 3,000 words and I haven't even done any of the hard stuff yet. So that's really good. That's actually, might be problematic in the future because it might mean I have to cut a lot of things that I've already written. But you know what? The fact that that much of it's already done and I've only been working on it properly for like 2 days, 2 and a bit days, it's pretty good going. I'm pretty chuffed with myself. The sun has just come out. I've been upstairs in my room and the sun's not quite in my window yet, but standing here I'm suddenly like, oh, why am I wearing a hoodie? Christ. I've been on a bit of a rampage this afternoon. By rampage I mean I've been pacing aggressively in my bedroom, because that's like the extent of my rampages. I'm just really sick of seeing all of the crap about Meghan Markle all over my social media. To be honest, it's not really all over my social media. Like, the people I follow aren't really mentioning it that much. But like, all of my, like, you know, it says on the side, all of your trending things, all of them are just royal family orientated, and I'm just so bored. I'm so bored. How much are the British media going to milk this entire thing? It's not interesting. I don't understand how people are so invested in it. I've never liked the royal family. Not like personally, because I obviously don't know any of them, but like as a concept, because they're unelected officials. It's a bit problematic in the 21st century, is it not? No one seems to question that. I just think, you know, the royal family are like every other upper wealthy elite family. All they care about is image and status. And, you know, with everything that happened with Diana, I thought the British public knew that, but they're still idolised by, like, the media, and it brainwashes, you know, old people who still read broadsheets because they don't have any broader media to kind of balance out the right-wing views that they seem to present. And so they praise the heavens out of them, and it's just like, why? They've done nothing. They're just born into a family. They literally provide nothing, and they just take our tax money. They could easily give up their royal titles and live in modern day aristocracy for the rest of their lives. And they choose not to, because they like the power and the wealth and the status. That's what matters to them. And, you know, the fact that everything that happened with Diana happened again with Meghan Markle, and no one seems to be able to piece that together because the country's... I don't know if it's racism, I don't know if it's just people genuinely being that thick, but it's so obvious that it's the exact same thing happening again, and no one seems to care because it's not an upper elite wealthy white woman. And I just don't understand how people are that stupid. But it's so exhausting having to watch people like genuinely complain about Meghan Markle. There's like all these posts about side by side about the media talking about Kate Middleton and then Meghan Markle doing the exact same thing, yet Kate Middleton is being praised for it and Meghan Markle's being criticised. It's just so illogical, and I don't understand how so many people don't see that. And it's because this country is just brainwashed to love and adore the royal family, even though they provide us with literally nothing. I don't know, man. It frustrates me. So I've been like really on edge all morning. I've been stomping around doing the laundry. It just frustrates me, man. It frustrates me that the British public are the way they are. You know? Growing up, I always thought, you know, neutrally about the British public. I didn't think overly highly of them, but I didn't think overly low of them either. But ever since Brexit, it's just been crap after crap after crap of how terrible this country is. It's just so much evidence as to how awful it is, and there are still people standing there with their little flags going, "We're the best country ever!" And it's like, you are one of the examples as to why it's not. I don't know, man. Nationalists tire me. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna make myself some lunch and kind of relax for the rest of the afternoon because I've done way more work than I thought I was going to, and I feel like I'm too distracted now to focus on anything else. Do you want to see Slipper's food bowl? We got this for her birthday on the weekend if you weren't here. I can't tell if she's had any of the water. I think she has because you can see some cat hair floating in it, nice. But she normally drinks the water in the glass in my bedroom and avoids this water because she's too good for water in a bowl, apparently. But you can tell she's eaten the food because there's a nice, like, dent as to where she's eaten. So she's liking it, which is good. I was a little concerned that because it's a change, she might not respond positively to it. But she seems chill with it, which is good. Right, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to have for lunch. I will catch up with you at some point later when hopefully my mood is better. Lincoln, what you doing? You're very comfy there, aren't you? Good evening, everybody. It is just coming up to 6:45, and we are going to have dinner and probably watch the last episode of Night Stalker, I'm not sure. Depends on what everyone else is in the mood for, but that's our current show that we're watching downstairs right now. Been pretty chill afternoon. I'm in a much better mood. I cuddled with my cat. She always makes things better. If you're ever in a bad mood, or you've ever like gotten yourself into a bit of a rage, it's always good to cuddle a cat or cuddle a pet. They make everything better. They've got no knowledge of the world that they live in. Hi, Lily.
Hi.
I'm preaching about how great cats are.
Here's Morgan's leave Good Morning Britain.
Really?
Hell yeah!
That would be great if that's true. Cats make everything better. Pets make everything better. They don't know the horrors of the world, and their love is very genuine. When Chris came back from work, we went for a stroll. I didn't end up vlogging it. We ended up doing it backwards, which I think threw me a bit. But we were talking again about more travel plan stuff that we're not really going to talk about in the vlog yet because it's really, really far in the future. And also because of the COVID situation, we don't really know if we're going to be able to. Then we kind of came back and did our usual lockdown evening routine. I did some surveys. Chris did some Call of Duty. We watched some Ruby. We watched one episode and we've just started episode 9, I want to say, or maybe episode 8. But I'm slowing down my pace now on Ruby because obviously it comes out weekly and I'm almost at the point where I'm caught up on like its release date, if that makes sense. At the moment I think I've got 4 more episodes to last me for this week, and then from next week onwards I've got to watch it like everyone else when it comes out. Can't be having that. Although I have come up with another show that me and Chris can watch at this time, which I'll get to it when we get to it. It's been a really chill afternoon, and now we're gonna go have some dinner and chill. So that's the evening. Good evening, everyone. It is, well, it's not bedtime. It's the evening. We had our dinner. We watched episode 3 of Night Stalker. I thought we were on the last episode. Turns out we're only on episode 3. So we watched that this evening. We're getting to the point where he's about to get caught, and I think we're getting to the point where it's like connecting to the Cecil Hotel a bit more. Because that's how we discovered this documentary, from watching the Cecil Hotel documentary. Or how Chris heard about it, I think. So, yeah. I just want to make kind of quick comment about the whole Meghan Markle situation, because I got all riled up again with the whole Good Morning Britain, Piers Morgan fiasco. I just kind of want to make a point and then leave it here, because I just think it needs to be said. Just because you're not actively against people of colour, like anti-black, anti-brown, whatever, doesn't mean that you don't contribute to a racist narrative. I think that's something that I've learned quite a lot, especially over the past year with everything that's gone on, but something that I've been trying to teach myself over many years, because racism is so heavily integrated in the way our society is structured that it can be very invisible to people who are privileged enough to not have to notice it. I think a lot of people picture racism as being hurling abuse at someone or assaulting someone because of the colour of their skin. And the reality is racism isn't always that, and I think because so many people think that's all it is and that it's that simplistic makes it so much harder to challenge and so much more difficult to change, because it's much more complex than that. I just find it so frustrating because we refuse to challenge things like language of particularly older generations because it was socially acceptable back in their day to use those words and use those terms, and it's like, just because it was socially acceptable doesn't mean it was ever acceptable. You know, it just because people accepted it doesn't mean it was ever right. And, you know, I appreciate that they were socialised to believe it was okay and old habits die hard, but surely being provided with the education that it's actually wrong should be an encouragement to change. The fact that so many people aren't willing to do that or refuse to recognise that just because it wasn't a direct attack on a person's race doesn't mean that it wasn't inherently racist. You know, it's one of those things where, like, I, like most 12-year-olds, used to use the word gay as a synonym for bad. And I feel like a lot of people probably relate to that. You know, it was a thing everyone did. You would call things gay if you didn't like them or something like that. But by the time I was 15, I stopped doing that because I learned through people online on the LGBT plus community saying, hey, that actually creates quite a harmful narrative about gay people. Can you stop doing that? And I was like, oh, didn't really think about it like that. I won't do that anymore. And I stopped. I just don't understand how that isn't something that everyone does, you know. I don't know how you can get defensive about something like that. Just because it wasn't the intent doesn't mean that it wasn't harmful. Accidentally contributing to racial commentary, however it may be, is something that, you know, white people do, and then you learn from it and you don't do it again. That's the only thing that can really separate you from it. By acknowledging that it was wrong, apologising, and not doing it again. Denying that you were racist at all is what makes you racist. It really is the I'm not a racist, I have black friends thing, but like on a global scale, it's embarrassing. It really doesn't matter what the meaning behind what you were saying were. It could be innocent. I'm not suggesting that commentary surrounding the whole incident or whatever wasn't from a place of ignorance, because I think it was. But the fact of the matter is, the things they said were still harmful, and by denying it, which I don't know what Buckingham Palace are going to do, I don't really care, to be honest, but the fact that the whole country at the moment are so ready to deny that it was racism, you are willingly contributing to the racial narrative in this country. You're not unwillingly, ignorantly doing it by mistake. By being told that it was racist, you go from being misinformed to informed. And if you're still in denial at that point, if you're still in denial about something you said being racist after being told, especially by people of colour themselves, then I am afraid you're a racist. That's my piece. That's where I'm going to end it. I got all riled up again this evening. I kicked Chris out so I could rant at you. Yeah, we're going to end the vlog here. God, the royals are a bloody royal pain in my arse, Slippers. Are they a pain in yours as well? I bet they would be if you knew who they were. God, I wish I were a cat right now. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. See you night, Papa. Oh yeah, Chris isn't here. Meow. No!